Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Grubbly. Today's video is going to be about Acolyte in Path of Exile 2. I'm here with my friend Asael. We're going to be going over his endgame Acolyte of Chayula, Chaos, Freezing Strike, Staggering Palm build. Asael, you said that you actually main with Staggering Palm on this, correct?
I do, yeah. It's the best kind of way to move around the map quickly. It does do quite a bit of damage AoE, so its clear is not bad. I'd say it's almost comparable to a Herald.
Very good, very good. Okay. So overall, starting off, I guess first that would be an accurate description. Mostly, this is a staggering palm build that you're mostly playing maps, farming maps, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And occasionally you use freezing strike when you're on bosses or for single target.
Yeah, if I'm clearing like an abyss or a breach is getting a little hairy, yeah, it's time to slap down some ice strikes.
Okay, and then combo with Bell on bosses, I assume.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Okay, so before we get too much into the build, let's just do a quick background on you. How long have you been playing Path of Exile 1 and or 2?
So POE1, I have 81 hours, 8100 hours in.
Oh my.
I've been playing since Minotaur. Um, with those bosses when they were released was when I first started playing, and I was terrible at the game. Like I don't even know if you'd call me like a POE player. I had no idea what I was doing, but
Yeah.
I made it to maps, so we got there.
I'm trying to think. That's back at like the beginning of the Atlas, right? Because that's the Shaper
Yeah,
bosses,
yeah,
the Shaper
absolutely.
Guardians, and
Yeah.
so that was all like the beginning of the Atlas journey. I think with Xana.
Yeah, the Hydra pack was like the highest tier supporter pack you could buy at the time, I think.
Hmm.
I regret not getting it, if I'm being 100% honest.
Cool MTX in it or something.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's the Hydra. You get to be the Hydra. Like, how cool is that? Like, I don't know. I regret not getting it.
Interesting. I'm not sure if I've even seen it, but it sounds cool. Speaking of MTX, can you zoom in on your character for a second?
Absolutely. Zoom enhance.
We're doing this on Discord because we're sharing his screen, so I can't make it too much bigger or too much clearer. But like, I really like for Chaos Acolyte, this whole starry sky MTX on you. It's really cool.
So if you just want to take a little boo through the cosmetics, it's nothing crazy, but it's the Annihilator supporter pack, weapon MTX, the Divergence character effect, which can be bought in PoE1. And I can't remember where the Blood Scouring cloak came from. I think it came from a bundle. Like, I think it came from a supporter pack.
Is it even showing the cloak, or is the cloak overwritten?
Yeah,
Overridden.
no, it's a white cloak. Like, actually, if you take it
I was
off.
gonna say it's overriding it with the starry effect. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, and then you've been playing POE2 since the beginning of early access, I assume?
Yeah, 0.1 I started. I've only got 600 hours in it. So nothing crazy, but I definitely have put a little bit of time into it.
Okay, nice. And you played all three leagues so far?
No,
Or all three
I
seasons?
played 0.1. I played the very tail end of 0.2. I made an Amazon. I got it to like level 40 and then I quit. And then this season I decided to really kind of commit and start playing pretty hard.
Okay. And um, you've gotten this character to, what is it? I think 93?
Yeah.
All right. And so you said you played Amazon before. Are you big into Monk and or Acolyte, or this is just you wanted to try this one this league?
I had an Invoker in 0.1. I wanted to play an Acolyte so bad, but there was like no builds for it, and I'm not really like a theory crafter, so there wasn't really much to go off of anywhere, and so I just kind of decided to go with Invoker because everybody was playing stat stacking Invoker or stat stacking Gemling or whatever was the hype at the moment.
Yep. And then this time around, you, I think you said before that you didn't come up with all this build yourself exactly, but you kind of like combined what you saw from a few different builds.
Yeah, so I had seen I think like a couple icy veins chalupa builds like for unarmed, and I kind of followed their pathing, and then I kind of looked on some PoE ninja builds, and there was, what's doing top damage, what's using a staff, who's using, like, who's armed, who's unarmed, and I kind of, kind of landed on what was a common pathing and what was a good way to use your excess skills towards the end of your leveling.
Right. Okay, good. Um, and we'll come back to leveling at the end, but just as a one question on it, did you level with quarterstaff?
I didn't. I was unarmed actually leveling the entire time.
Okay, but still like typical monk skills as opposed to something else.
Absolutely, yeah. Quarterstaff skills the whole time. Yeah, just unarmed.
Got it. Okay. And now what would you say is the rough estimate on the cost of this build as you've gotten it now
So
for endgame?
I would say without Headhunter between 100 to 150, and then
Divine
Headhunter
orbs,
itself.
just to
Uh,
clarify for everyone.
what did I say?
You just didn't, you said 100 to 150, but we're talking divines, not
Oh,
exalts.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. Definitely divine. Yeah, and then we got a Headhunter recently, and we hit. So yeah.
All right. And I'm gonna move the PoE Ninja over onto the screen now so everybody can see. This is what we'll go through. Um, and there we go. So starting off, going over your gear, you got a really sick quarterstaff. I love this quarterstaff. I want it in hardcore SSF. I guess out of these pieces you mentioned before when we were talking that some of these you crafted yourself and some of them you bought, correct?
Yeah,
So your quarterstaff, did you make that or did you buy that?
we bought that. I seen it come up really cheap. It came up for like 30 divines, and I was like, I gotta get it. Like there was nothing that came even close to it. It literally was like everything I wanted. It had one open mod. We targeted crit on it, and we got crit.
Very good. Plus crit is huge. That brings you up to 14% base crit on the staff, which is very nice.
Yeah,
And
it's monstrous.
then like it's huge attack speed roll, +6 melee. It's an excellent staff. And then you slotted in the gain damage as extra chaos because you are running the original Sin Ring to convert all your elemental damage into chaos damage. So everything's chaos here, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't think the elemental converted to chaos damage gives you more DPS. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't done a ton of research, but what I have seen is it doesn't affect anything. The only thing that affects is the chaos resistance rolls, which when you're using the ascendancy to double your chaos and then it gives you the extra 10%, the ring itself almost gives you your full chaos
Oh yeah,
resistance.
it does. It does. I mean, so we'll come down to the tree in a moment, but you have been running spaghettification, which does have -7 chaos res on it. But original because on the ascendancy you're taking the double chaos res node. Yeah, original sin puts you at 86 with that ring, and you cap out at 85. So that's all your chaos res right there because you are not going CI.
No, we wanted the extra health.
Yep. So over here we can see on screen you've got. So actually, let's see it in game. Um, your Oh, it's loading. There we go. What is your life? If you can pull up your character sheet. Because in POB it was showing a little differently for me. Okay, so you've got 1500 life and 6800 energy shield. And yeah, you sit at 86% chaos res. And let's see what else you got. 153 spirit. And you sit at 60% evasion.
Yeah, it's a little higher. It's about 8100 ES, and it's about 67% evasion fully buffed when you're ripping. I also wanted to point out this is a huge This is what makes this build, I think, this season strong. I think the extra 11% damage as chaos is huge, but the instant life leech is insane.
Yeah, the instant leech. And for you, well, okay, so let's talk about that gear piece next. You're using the Essentia Sanguis furtive wraps that give life leeches converted to energy shield leech. So you're getting that leech and you're leeching energy shield, which is your big health pool because you've got 8100 of it while mapping, you said. So yeah, that instant leech on that jewel is absolutely huge. This is the heart of the well. And these are random modifiers. Like I'm assuming you bought this one, you didn't farm it?
I definitely bought it, yeah. I got it for 8 divines.
8. Wow. That's kind of like a steal for a build like this. Yeah, all that extra damage as chaos is huge. The instant leech is absolutely huge. And the +2 max, +1 max res on those is nice. But yeah, definitely the leech and the extra damage are huge.
I have seen people take, instead of leech, I've seen people take 60% more ES on body armor, as well as recouping 2% mana on kill to basically get rid of the sustain, or
Yeah,
to handle the sustain.
yeah, that would make sense, especially if you're doing mapping, and then that does give you the option of taking a different node for your ascendancy with Sap of Nightmares, recovering off of chaos damage. I'm not sure, you might still want that. Anyway, that's, yeah, it's certainly another option for people. So actually, I just want to touch real quick. We were talking about the original Sin Ring. So in terms of the damage, it's all for outgoing, right? Like obviously the defense is like it gives you all your chaos res. A lot of people don't fully understand the damage and conversion in POE2. I just want to make a quick note about that. I'm planning on doing a separate video to address this in detail, but short story is that with a ring like this, number one, you have 103% because it's corrupted. That doesn't matter. We can only ever convert 100% because can't have more than everything, right? And so just so everyone's clear, all the elemental damage is converting to chaos. And so any fizz damage, which POB is still showing here with the gray, there is still some fizz that stays, but all the elemental damage converts. Added as extra damage never converts, and it's based off of just the flat values regardless of what kind it is. So I don't think you have any added damage of other kinds anywhere in the build, at least not just sitting at rest as PoE Ninja is seeing your build, so it's not showing any. But this just converts it all to chaos, and then you can just focus on scaling chaos effects. So it is definitely usable. It's hard pill to swallow sometimes to use the original Sin because it loses all the other mods, but it is nice and build enabling if you're building around chaos as Acolyte. So let's talk about your helm real quick. I think you said you crafted the helm, correct?
So this helm was literally picked up off the ground and exalted 3 times and slammed.
Nice.
Absolutely, Chris Wilson vision crafted this one. It was crazy, but I'm still using it, so
Yeah, I mean,
it's a pretty insane helm.
554 energy shield helm. That's absolutely sick.
Just so
Absolutely
you
sick.
know, I picked it up literally as is with ES mods. I slammed the 39 and the 29 fire. That's what I slammed on.
Wow.
So
And
they were
then
actually shit rolls, if you want to know the truth.
right, yeah, it's like low life and then very mid low fire, but still, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time replacing that ever. All right, the body armor, we've got a nice chunk of spirit, and you use all but I think either 2 or 3 spirit, right?
Yeah, I'm min-maxing some silly stuff. Basically it's just survivability, but yeah.
Okay, we got huge evasion on here, nice big chunk of energy shield, some intelligence to help with requirements, so good. And you corrupted it or you bought it. You bought this one or built it?
Bought this one 100%.
Nice. Was it corrupted already?
It was, yeah.
Okay, cool. Your ring has a nice strong lightning fracture. You've got your leech mods for both life and mana on it, which is huge for us because of course The Ascendancy with the leech node does not provide the leech itself. It just it lets you do it with chaos, but you still have to have your leeching elsewhere on the build. So this gives that to you. And you got 3 damage rolls, some res, and your leech. So that's good. Out of curiosity, did you do the quality on it, or did you buy this, or did you craft it?
So this was again bought. This was 8 divines. It was a little expensive at the time because it was pretty early in the league when I got this. But yeah, I literally got it as is.
Yeah. I mean, this is huge for your build. Basically, what I'm wondering about is, does the quality attack modifiers apply to the leech mods? I think it does because they both say.
I believe it does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do have the attack tag. Okay. Your amulet, you've got +3 melee.
Yeah, because if we
ult
it, we can if we hit alt, you can see the basic rolls without the
I'm not
modifier.
in game. I was over on POE Ninja. Let's pull up your screen real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. So it does scale them. That's really nice. And so you've got that on there. Are you mentioned before about like some people take other mods on the well unique jewel. Do you find you're having any issue with sustain? Do you actually need your life or mana flask?
Yeah, sometimes if you get a little crazy with the clicks, you can definitely run out of mana with the skill levels being so high.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really nothing a mana flask cannot sustain. You don't need the unique mana flask, nothing like that. Just a regular old mana. I don't think my mana flask can even quality, bro.
Right.
So like it's never even healing and your mana recovery have never really been a forerunner.
Right. Okay. And then so we talked about the gloves before. They got some damage on them, a little bit of res, some life, and it lets you convert your life leech into energy shield leech, which is really nice because you said 8100 while mapping, and then you've put 2 sockets on there for attack speed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this one of those things that you corrupted yourself?
Yeah, I did corrupt this. It took me 6 pairs of gloves. They're super cheap.
Okay.
You're basically aiming for high rolls, like between 1 and 140. Like like 40 to 50 is kind of like where you want to aim for the lightning damage. Any inch you can get is good. Any lightning resist you can get is good. Your invasion and energy shield, that's like a premium stat.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll come back to the head. Well, yeah. So let's just talk about the headhunter real quick. This one, I think you said was about 80 div is what you paid for it.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, nice. And it was corrupted when you bought it.
It was, yeah.
Okay. As the stun threshold is there as part of the normal implicits for the belt, right?
It is. It's in its role. Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then your boots. You got a nice big chunk of res. You got a nice 35% move speed. Put some lightning in. Yeah, so just all res and move speed and energy shield evasion. Very good. All right. Your flasks, nothing significant. Your charms, nothing significant.
No, so they're very simple.
Yep. And then the jewel, as we said before, Heart of the Well Diamond, unique jewel. You said, I think this was this one you said was 8 div or 30 div?
So this one was 8 div.
8 div, okay.
They have shot up in price. I can't imagine what you'd pay for the rolls that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I got it, 8 div was pretty expensive.
Okay.
Like 8 div had a lot of buying power, but like it was so build enabling. I got it like pretty much as soon as I could.
Yeah, for sure. And then your other jewel, you got increased chaos damage because that's all you do. You got increased ES because that's your biggest defense, and then crit. Very nice jewel. All right, so for the tree, we're gonna pop over into POB, and here we go. Pull this up on screen. So, as you mentioned, it's a pretty typical POB for a monk. You have
we're definitely not shaking the meta up too hard on anything.
Right.
I think one of the biggest things that is maybe not common is getting up on top of like the right hand side of the tree. A basement and shimmering mirage, they're huge, as well as getting like inner faith.
So you're talking about the
Um,
ones that give you the energy shield to help improve your stun and your ailment
yeah,
threshold.
yeah, your stun, your amulet threshold. It's absolutely incredible how much like quality of life those nodes are.
Sure, for sure. What was
Um,
the other one you mentioned?
getting like inner faith, that was pretty big too.
Where
Um, reduce
where is
effectively
interfaith?
curses.
Hold on.
Inner faith is kind of over by your impending doom fated end
Oh, okay,
area.
yeah, the big energy shield
Yeah,
with the curse reduced effective curse.
yeah, it's huge.
Yep.
I gotta say those nodes in themselves like make the build like infinitely tankier, like and comfortable for leveling.
Yeah, for sure. And you've done weapon swaps where you've got damage rolls like your crit stuff and some of your chaos stuff in the middle. All of that you've got on one weapon set, and then you've put curse effect nodes all on your second weapon set so that you can run despair to curse because you're doing chaos
Yep,
damage, so that gives you a huge chunk of minus chaos res on them, right?
correct.
All right. And then let's see. So you got your attack speed and mana cost here. As you said, you want that increased cost efficiency because you've got so many levels on your skills. They take up a lot. You started building into crit, which just if I have staggering palm up, it says crit chance is 13%. I wonder if that's accurate or if that's a POB thing. Seems low. And then you got 447 crit. Oh, you know what? Because I guess Staggering Palm isn't using your quarterstaff for the crit. If we swap over to Ice Strike, the crit chance. This is not a configured POB that I'm looking at. I just
Oh,
imported
I
it
see.
from POE Ninja. But the crit chance it's showing is 36.5. But that's okay. So anyway, you are built into crit sum. You've got the quarterstaff wheel for the defenses. Then your typical stuff down here with Subterfuge Mask, the attack with blind, and some more speed, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then let's move on to the skills. So as you said, Staggering Palm is your main skill. That's what you're mapping with mostly. And you've got this unique unique support gem here, allowing the damaging hits to get extra chaos damage and break armor. Do you find that the break armor is anything significant, or are you really just using this for the extra chaos?
Um, a little bit of both. The armor break does, I think you do notice it, especially once your headhunter buffed up. You start clearing very quickly. Um, and I think the extra chaos just snowballs it really hard.
Okay, and do you see a lot of armor explosions when you're mapping?
No, not a ton, if I'm being 100% honest. They're dead before the armor pops.
I was gonna say they're probably, with as high damage as you're doing, they're probably dying before even the armor explosion's happening. Okay, and then next we've got Mantra of Destruction, and you've got your typical supports there. This unique one is to allow you to gain a power charge based on the number of combo built, right?
Yep.
So is this your
Yeah.
only source of gaining power charges?
No, or yeah, power charges, yes.
Okay. And so Mantra triggers with 10 power charges, or sorry, with 10 combo. How many power charges does that grant you?
I think it's only I think it grants one per thing, and then maybe three.
Okay, so when you say one per thing, you mean not one per combo, right?
I'd have to watch
All
it.
right, we'll check it. We'll check it when you do the map showcase. So then you got duration, profanity to, add damage, which I haven't been able to check into the numbers to see, but I'm imagining this adds damage to the supported skill. And what are you supporting with Mantra when you use it? Are you using it on your bell?
I am, yeah. Typically on my bell. Sometimes I'll pop it on my ice strike just to keep power charges coming, so it feeds my charge regulation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you've got the mobility support on it. Allows you to use the skills moving faster while using them. Do you think that actually does anything? Because I saw that and I was like, why is that in there? Mantra doesn't actually, like, you're just building it up and then you pop it. It's not moving.
Yeah, I don't know if it really does anything, if I'm being honest.
Okay. And then we've got charge profusion, so you get a chance for extra charge, as well as an additional type. That's cool, because that plays in down at the bottom with your charge regulation, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So that one gives you charges in multiple types. So let's jump down here for a second. Give me a quick rundown on charge regulation.
So basically, each power charge gives you something different, and it basically just gives you added buffs into what you get. So like critical hit chance with power charges, more defense per endurance charge, more skill speed for frenzy charge. These and then like so you get 3 of each charge. It'll eat each one as like I don't know exactly the tick on it, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
It must I think it's like it's supposed to be like 10 seconds or something. Oh no, it's right here in front of me. 12.4 seconds it says
Right.
it consumes a charge. So, there's a pretty huge buffs.
Yep. And then the Uhtred's Exodus support gem, +3 levels, right?
Yeah, that's
I
if that's the only
assume
thing else you're running.
I'm assuming the level increases the like the interval, or maybe it also increases the buff amount. So it's like it makes it easier to sustain your charges by having higher level or something. Okay. Can play around with it later to figure out more. All right, so we'll just stick in here. Next, you've got Tempest Bell. You got Overabundance. I'm assuming you had left that on Overabundance 1, probably just you never felt the need to upgrade it. Completely forgot about it, as opposed to number 2, which has 40% less effect duration instead of minus 50%.
Dude, I think you're right.
Yeah, you're still running Overabundance 1. So again, like your build is strong enough, you just haven't even noticed it. And then you've got Conk Effect on it. Chaos Attunement, so you gain extra damage. And you obviously ignore the downside of the 50% less non-chaos damage because you're only dealing chaos.
Yep.
And then the durability for extra hits, so they last longer in close combat, because of course you're dropping the bell right there. Now, you did mention that you tend to use mantra on the bell. You're only using that on single target, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So that is good. And if everyone watching doesn't know, when you use mantra right before the bell, the empowerment of the bell, where it adds, what did you see yours add? Because things like 50 something, 60. Okay, it adds 68% damage as extra chaos. That applies to every hit of the bell if you've empowered the bell when you drop it. I should say I believe it does. I do know that if you kill a monster with the bell, after empowering it with mantra, every time the bell kills a monster, or mob I should say, it will give you the purple flames, but you're only using it on single targets, so that's not relevant anyway. But using it before that does allow all the hits to be empowered, which is a really nice damage boost. And then just durability, close combat, so that's cool. So then next up we've got Ice Strike. You said this is the one you're mostly using on bosses. Do you ever kill bosses with Staggering Palm, or you really feel like
I
you need
don't
to use
think
Ice Strike?
you really got to use Ice Strike. Staggering Palm just doesn't got enough oomph.
Okay, it's really just like all the projectiles shooting all around, just big clear.
Yeah.
Okay, you got close combat, crescendo for the extra final attack with bigger damage and faster attacks of the previous ones. Conk effect. Wait, concentrated area. I guess they changed the name in here. Rage 3 and tools stillness. So this one, I was thinking about this one. I think I tested this in POB earlier. If I remove, like I've got Ice Strike on right now, if I disable tools stillness, your DPS does not change. Your mana cost does, but the DPS does not. So because you are not doing any cold damage with this, you're not gaining the supported skills gain 20% cold damage as extra chaos, but you are gaining the freeze buildup. Were you aware of that already?
I did know that, but the freeze buildup is like 80% of doing the ice strike, right? Like that's why you're doing the skill.
Right. Yep. And the only other one that I know of for chaos building up freeze is only for spells. So this unique support, if you want to boost your freeze buildup via the chaos damage, you've got to use this. So that is good tech to know about. Next up, you've got Wind Dancer, and you're supporting it with Pin, Maim, and Blind, and then Leeching Life. Anything particular there? Is that just, you're just using this really as like an extra defensive layer, right?
Just an extra defensive layer, yeah. Soak it up. Kind of same with Ghost Dance, same idea. Little extra sustain, little extra life.
Yep. So you got Ghost Dance, you've got decreased duration to make it pop faster, and Strong Hearted for less shock, Warm Blooded for less freeze. Pretty typical. That's good. And then we'll go back up here. We've got Hand of Chayula. So you're doing, your hand applies Despair, and it applies Freezing Mark. So it allows faster freezing. I'm assuming you're only using Hand of Chayula on the bosses, right? Or on rares?
Yeah, that's the only time I'm pulling it. I don't even use it against rares. The only time I pull it out is against a boss.
Okay. And then it's giving you, and so one thing I was wondering, typically in PoE, unless you have a mod that specifies otherwise, you can only put one curse on a mob. With Hand of Chayula, you're applying both, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. And then you got, of course, just rapid attacks. You don't care about the downside of the less damage because
That's why it's level 3. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're just touching them, right? We're just tapping them.
correct. Yeah, you're just applying the curses, so the damage doesn't matter. So rapid attacks is your fastest buff, which is nice. That's good right there. Now quarterstaff strike here. You did take the ascendancy node, which we'll go back to the ascendancy on the tree in a moment. Since we're almost on the skills, I did mean to do that when we were going over the general passive tree. You did take the volatility branch, and so you've chosen quarterstaff strike to put catharsis support on. This is how you're manually popping your volatility to have it when you want, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
And so you've got, again, you don't care about the damage from quarterstaff strike, you're just using it to gain your stacks of volatility. And so you've got your fastest attack with rapid 3, and then cadence support is, again, it's more attack speed. It becomes unusable if you've used it more than 6 times in 4 seconds, but you're not using that. You know, you're just using this once, maybe twice if it only pops a small amount, right?
Yeah, you bet.
All right. We did Ghost Dance, and then Combat Frenzy, same as before. Just lets you gain charges based on freezing things, which you're doing. And then I guess, do you find that you're gaining charges from this throughout? Mostly just, I guess, from Wind Dancer, or is this for sustaining charges on single target?
I think most of them are coming from like Pop and Mantra. You know, it's got to be a lot of it's got to be coming from Combat Frenzy too.
Okay, because I was thinking like
Because I do use Ice Strike like to tap the rares, so like you are getting that freeze buildup, you are getting that generation.
okay, yeah. If you're you know, you're running into rares throughout mapping, so you're still getting the charges. Which again, as we said, the charges, you're not using them on a skill like Falling Thunder or Flicker. You're just using your charges for boosting charge infusion.
Yeah, I'm not popping charge staff, nothing, right? Like I'm just that they just stay on me until they get it consumed.
All right, sounds good. So now we'll go back to the tree. Let's talk about your ascendancy choices real quick. So, out of curiosity, did you do anything past the first and second ascendancy yourself, or did you just buy a carry?
Oh, good lord, dude, no, 100% bought a carry. it's just too difficult for melee, in my personal opinion. Like, maybe you're better than I am, and that's fine, dude. Like, hats off to you. Like, you're a gamer. But like, I don't know, I think it's just too punishing as melee. Like, especially when I was that early in the game, I think it was just so much easier to get somebody to just nuke that boss.
100% true. I've never fought Zarok. I don't think I've even fought the third floor boss. I might have gotten there one time. I've spent very little time actually myself in endgame because I keep going into hardcore SSF and then dying and having to restart. And I
Dude,
just
I paid some guy 15 exalted orbs like 3 days into the league to get me my first 3 points.
there you go. Yeah.
Like it was just, yeah, it was just like it was good timing. Like I was like, oh, that's a very fair price. Like he was happy to do it. Took no time at all.
Now you say first 3 points. Did you do? When did you have that done in your character leveling? Because typically, like I'll always run the first two trials myself. I personally like. I did buy a carry this time. It was my first time. I haven't actually stuck with that character, but like I totally get you on not having the power to do the fourth one unless you're like really far in. But like the first two, I'm used to just getting myself, and it feels relatively achievable, especially the first Ascendancy. But I'm curious. So since
The
you
first
bought
one,
for the first three, when did you do that?
no, I got the third one. So I bought it in the interlude.
Mm-hmm.
I did have my first 4 points. But I didn't go for the third one. I
Got
was
it.
just
Got
I
it.
kind
Okay, that
of
makes
I was
sense.
just, I was just like, I don't know, man.
Yep, I get you. For sure, for sure. That one, I think it's achievable on your own, but and again, thinking as like I'm a quarterstaff acolyte main, um, and I totally get you. Like it's a lot harder, and try like I wouldn't try it in the Trials of Chaos. I would only do it in Sekima, and even then, it's like trying to get that far. It can be really hard. So I count the third point as fairly achievable for lower skill level like myself. But yeah, I totally get the decision to buy, and yeah, later on you bought the fourth Ascendancy as well, I assume, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool. And so your decision on those 4 points, the Chaos Res node gives you double Chaos Res. Obviously, Abyss League, the Abyss monsters all do Chaos damage. There's a ton of Chaos damage flying around. Having that Chaos Res easily handled by your original Sin with the plus 10 extra for 85. I'm curious, did you feel a difference in that when you switched to Original Sin, or were you using Original Sin like early on?
So I switched to early sin, original sin, sorry, rather super early. I took like I pathed like very evasion energy shield for like the first part of my tree. I went like very hard into energy shield and evasion.
Mm-hmm.
And then I basically tried to leech as much as I could, and then I kind of found that it wasn't carrying as hard as I wanted it to. But then I got to around level 50, and then the Essentia came out, and then that kind of was a game changer.
Very good. Yeah, for sure. I really kind of want to farm up one of those gloves myself now because like your build, as I said, I'm a quarterstaff acolyte main, and like this build is very much the end game version of that. I'd love to farm all this stuff up myself in hardcore SSF. Do I think I'll actually get there? Probably not. Especially because, like you said, the unique jewel, like those are random mods. Like you have to farm exiles in Abyss. Like you have to kill the exiles next to the Abyss, I think, in order to get them to fall in and be spewed back out as Abyss versions, and then they can drop this. And then even then, it's 4 random Abyss mods, 2 prefix, 2 suffix. So trying to get that in hardcore SSF is going to be a long farm. But yeah, like this is definitely like I love this as the end game setup for quarterstaff acolyte because it's like it's purely chaos quarterstaff. It's excellent. So next you did take the leech from chaos because of course you're dealing all chaos damage, so that lets you do all your leeching. And then how are you feeling on the volatility branch? I see you took both points. I've been a lot of
So
times
I
I take
did.
the waking dream for the breach, but I'm curious, you started with 3 points and then you went to the 4th point. So first, I'm curious, how did you feel with volatility just with the 3 point? And then after that, I'm curious what you found about the unraveling node for the extra effects.
So unraveling was big. Um, I didn't realize how big it was because like the first points I went Sap of Nightmare was my very first point, and then I started with Inner Turmoil. I pushed to Unraveling, and then Chayula's Gift became my final point because I switched from CI.
Oh, you were running CI earlier?
Yeah, I started CI pretty early.
Interesting. And you were playing in softcore trade, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious, when you switched to CI, about how much energy shield did you have?
I think it was about 5,700.
Oh, okay, so not early.
Yeah, no, it was pretty end game, but like it just didn't feel good. Like just I don't know.
Got it. Okay. And so you took Shayla's Gift as that 4th point. So when you just had Inner Turmoil for the volatility, you were already using Catharsis on your quarterstaff strike to pop it when you needed?
I was, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've done it without it, and it feels bad. It definitely feels bad not having it on demand. I'm also curious. Uh, so actually, I just had a thought. As you mentioned, the unraveling was absolutely massive, and I'm imagining that's because I like how much actually you were using Original Sin like early on. So Inner Turmoil didn't even really do anything for you at first, did it?
It didn't really do shit for me.
Right, because if you're converting all your damage to chaos, until you get that unique support to build up freeze from Ice Strike, you're not doing any elemental ailments. You're only
But
doing
but
chaos.
then I was using Waking Dream at the time. I think before I switched to Unraveling.
Okay, that would make sense. You got the breach nodes for the you're getting a little extra cast damage from the purple flames for a short duration, and then extra life and mana sustain. Yeah. And so you took the volatility branch all in one go.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for
Yeah,
this,
it was all one swap.
right. If you're using Original Sin, that 100% would be the play, because otherwise the first node does nothing for you. But that second node, that's when you said, like, you're doing cast damage all over the place. So all of a sudden, you're applying ailments everywhere, and you're starting to see volatility stacks all the time. Okay. So, you're using this primarily for mapping, but I was asking you this earlier. You feel this can handle any content in the game, correct?
I think it's vulnerable to really big fizz hits.
Mm-hmm.
But it can do most bosses, I think. Like I've done Simulacrum, I've done Zesht. But like I've done any pinnacle stuff really.
Okay. And um, we'll hop into the showcase in just a moment. But just out of curiosity, if someone's leveling, do you find that your leveling process was pretty smooth? Like, you've played Monk back in 0.1. Would you recommend someone trying it out the way you did, or find something easier?
I was very stubborn about like taking my chaos path and forging my way there.
Mm-hmm.
It was not always easy. There was some big parts where my damage fell off or my survivability really fell off. And it took a lot of grinding the same areas again and again and again, so I get a little more gear, a little more currency, do a little more farming. But it is very achievable to go unarmed Chayula monk all the way to the end game if you want to do it. But
Good.
just be prepared. You might have to grind a few more maps. I guess that was my only concern.
Right. Spoken like a true acolyte at heart. Those of us who are stubborn saying, I'm gonna do this chaos build, I want the power fantasy, even though GGDG has not buffed us enough yet. Very good. All right, so I guess with that, let's go ahead and hop into whatever map you want to do. And if you can just talk about the build as you do it, we'll watch. Anything special about the mods on the map?
So I just kind of loaded up like a pretty scary map, I guess.
You focus on mapping so you don't die. I'll quickly read off for everyone. Extra gold, ignited ground. You get elemental weakness curses. They've got crit. There's ritual, rarity, additional breaches, increased explosive range, placement +1. So this is an irradiated map. The monsters are evasive. While we have that there, do you notice a difference with evasiveness with the staggering palm build?
Nah, not really. I do switch to my ice strike more, I'll be honest.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I see what you mean about like your mana's going down a lot. You've got 93% volatility right now. Did you just pop it manually or did it fall off on its own?
I've been tapping it.
Okay. Very good. That's right. So I'm used to thinking about palm moves on quarterstaff and like, you know, the way it zips to them and then it's kind of a slow, I mean, you've got way more attack speed than I do in the stuff that I've played because you've got such a big staff and, you know, further on down in leveling. But like the way it looks, and of course you're not using hollow palm right now, right? This is with quarterstaff.
Yeah, this is all quarterstaff, yeah.
It's funny because like maybe it's all the wind spinning around you, but like it seems to me like you're doing the flipping and kicking and whatnot. But I think that's just the animation from the punch with staggering palm. But yeah, so you've
Oh,
got
I also dodge roll way too often. It's like playing Counter Strike for me and flipping the knife.
hey, perfect jeweler is nice. Congrats. Um, yeah. So it's definitely clearing. You know, I'm not really seeing your energy shield or life moving almost at all. Because of course you've got that instant leech from the gloves. I'm not gonna try and remember the name without looking at them. It's really just your mana that we're seeing change a lot. So even with all that chaos, there, okay. So and actually the leech is instant from the jewel. So while you're hitting, some of that is going, which I guess is why it's leeching so quickly. You're doing a lot of damage. Look at you. You're already up to like 186 stacks of volatility. There you popped. I think you popped it twice. Were you looking at damage just now?
Just curious, yeah.
What did you see? It did it too fast for me.
858,000.
Nice. 858k DPS. And that was on Ice Strike or Staggering Palm?
Ice strike.
On Ice Strike. Nice. So like right there, you just killed that rare with the Ice Strike, right?
That was actually staggering palm.
Hang. See, right now where I am in Hardcore SSF, I'm like, I think 72, something like that. And I'm at that point, I really need another quarterstaff upgrade for the DPS. Because like here, Breach is hard for me. Like, I'm not doing Chaos, I'm not doing big explosions. I'm actually doing like all elemental and pretty much all cold skills. And just trying to get clear. Shattering Palm is carrying me hard. But like it's hard to keep up with the speed of breaches. And just I need more DPS. What are all the purple flames lying around? Is that just ignite left over on mobs? That's purple because of the chaos conversion? Like right there where you're walking, there's a lot of purple stuff all over the ground. That's just burning bodies, right?
Yeah, it's just corpses, I believe, from the mantra.
Nice. I love it. My league start of this league was actually Black Flame Acolyte caster using like fire skills and the Black Flame Covenant node for converting all the fire into chaos. It started out as Essence String Contagion and then switched over to the fire. And it's just, the purple chaos damage is just so pretty. I love it.
I wish I had more MTXs for it, like that were like more breachy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably the top MTX I would have loved is the converting the charges to be, what is it? It's like make them like the purple flames as they're hopping around you. Yeah, that was a nice boss kill. Like doom. And that was Ice Strike, not Staggering Palm, right? Once you drop the bell, you're hitting that with Ice Strike.
Yeah, once I dropped the bell, it was Ice Strike.
Yep, very chainsaw. Very nice. I wasn't watching the time, but that was like 3-4 minutes maybe for the map. And this was a tier 16?
Yes.
Very good. Looked easy, looked safe. You got yourself a perfect jewelers while you were in there. Did you play the build? Well, yeah, I mean, you leveled up all the way. You said before you were using an ingenuity before the headhunter, correct?
I was, yeah. It wasn't anything crazy. I just focused on my breach ring, and I just left the original ring, because it affects each ring slot, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I just found one that was super lopsided. So it was cheap, and I rolled with it.
Right. Just like big buff from your breach ring, because yeah, doubling the original, or buff to the original sin is not going to do almost anything for you because you're already capped on chaos. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with us in the showcase. Excellent build. Like I said, I love it. I love it. I do see, actually, real quick before we finish, I see you've got a second quarterstaff on your offhand. So there's that one, and then you've got one in your offhand slot. Is it the same one?
No, it's a different one.
Oh, no, it's a different one. Do you have that there just to enable weapon swap for the curses?
Yeah, it was so basically just high speed, high attack speed was all I really wanted. I just found a really cheap rare with high attack speed, and just so you could smack a little bit quicker.
Right, because this is the one that you have set up to be with Hand of Chayula, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Right. All right. Well, very good. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and giving us a run through on your build. Congrats on the build. Actually, one thing I forgot. I was going to ask you before. You mentioned that the build is around 100 to 150 div, and then another 80 for your headhunter. What did you do for currency along the way in order to buy this build, or in order, to fund it as you were grinding?
Early mapping didn't feel good. I rode the wave off a few pretty nice divine drops early.
Mm-hmm.
I flipped divines for a little while, and then we switched to some deterministic crafting once I had a couple divines in the pot. I did some bows. I did bow fracturing and then annulling, or not annulling. Oh, they're called annulls here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I annulled them, and I ended up getting out of 6 bows, I got 4. I sold all those. And then we just started snowballing after that, and it just kind of, we did some gambas, we did some more crafts. This game is just crafting in Hideout Warrior, if you want to know the truth. With the new asynchronous trading, everything is so quick and easily accessible. Like I would leave and I would come back to like 30 div in the morning. You know what I mean? Which is so fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice that it's finally here after 12 years of POE players saying, please, we need to have a way, auction house, something. And finally it's here. And I think, I've heard there are still some issues. Obviously it's not completely, scam proof, but I hear it is just like, it is so much nicer having that there. So basically,
Yeah,
as you said,
I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, for sure. So as you said, it's basically like, it sounds like all your money was related to trading. It wasn't really farming drops and any stuff. You're mapping more for the enjoyment of the mapping, not as a trying to farm currency and drop raw divines and stuff like that.
Yeah, my tree is not very complex. Like my Atlas tree is not very complex. I don't, I've been farming the king. I haven't been, I've been doing breaches, a lot of breaches. I enjoy my breaches. I think I've got some lucky drops from Abyss. I think Abyss has been kind of profitable, so if you see some Abyss nodes, hit them up.
Sounds right.
But yeah, Just a lot of trading and a lot of crafting. That's really what a lot of this end game stuff really boils down to, is finding safe deterministic crafts where the market isn't necessarily flooded with those crafts yet.
Right. Yep. And honestly, it's like, that's the same as POE1 also. The most effective way to make money in POE1, aside from Affliction League, is Hideout Warrior. Trading, crafting, that's always been the best.
Yeah, like I wish I had some secret sauce that I could tell everybody that I have some 30 div an hour secret juice, but I don't. I'm just a guy who wastes his evenings trading so he can buy fancier video game clothes.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks again for going through everything with us. We are live on, I say we. I'm live on Twitch. Check out other videos. Come hang out in the channel. Come join the Discord, chat, ask questions. We're around in gaming. Hope everyone has a great day and good rest of the league. Thank you again, Assail, for joining us. And
Thanks
have
for
a good
having me
one,
on.
everyone. That's the end of the video.